I made a couple slides for us, and I'm actually excited about this topic, and I kind of created this morning's topic based off of whenever we went to Summit, I had the opportunity to go to the leadership workshop. So for those of you who are pushing for 2-star and above, that's something that you would have access to when you go to Summit next year. But at this workshop, we had the opportunity to listen to a few guest speakers, but we also had the opportunity to listen to some of the founding coaches who have so much wisdom about the business and just so much drive, and they just, I don't know, they just felt like you're sitting there talking to your grandma. Your grandma's giving you really great life advice. That's how I felt when I sat in the audience. And I just felt really honored to be a part of that community, and I couldn't wait to bring more coaches with me next year to that particular piece. Once you're in it for the long haul, which you both have been, this business feels different. And it looks different, and your purpose feels different. And so today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about owning the hustle. And I think that it's something that we often don't want to do. We don't want to portray to people that this is actually work. I mean, we may mention it here and there, but I don't think we're truly as honest as we probably need to be in order to attract the right people. So what I'm going to be sharing with you this morning, hopefully will help you to recruit some really strong working coaches. I know that's something that most all of us have said that we struggled with, was attracting the right runners or the right coaches that really wanted the business. So my hope is that this morning's mindset that I'm going to share with you will maybe change the way that you think about how you promote some of the opportunity. So I will go ahead and do my screen share real quick with you. Now, what you'll see is that what I've been doing lately, so for those of you who, noticed, I've been working on building a YouTube channel for our team so that whenever new coaches come in, they can watch some of the playlists, Coach Basics, Instagram training, team calls, whatever. But I've been intentional about making these YouTube thumbnails. So like right here, see how it's the cover or the intro to our presentation? This will be the thumbnail on the channel because I feel like it's one little step. It takes an extra 5 minutes or whatever, but it's going to really make your videos start to look more professional. So for those of you who are using YouTube, make sure that you just take that one extra step and you make the image. It's also forcing me to make an image then to promote the team call. So not something that takes a lot of time, but something that just makes you kind of look like you have it together just a little bit more. So I made this for this morning so that I could use it for the thumbnail on our team page. So I called it Owning the Hustle, sharing what it takes to really make it unapologetically. So that's what we're going to be talking about. As I sat there in that training, I looked at those women who were up on stage and I realized something. They didn't build a side hustle. They built a legacy. And they came to build a side hustle. None of them joined Beachbody and said, I'm going to change the course of my family's future forever. Not at all. Most of them came because somebody invited them, and it was so new. Like they were not there realizing the true potential. And even though some of you could say, yeah, but they joined 10 years ago, but there's a lot of people who joined last year who are now on the way to building a legacy, not just a side hustle. So I think you have to decide to yourself, what is this for you? And then you own it. And if you love it, like you say you do, because I know that some of you really do, then you decide that you're not building a side hustle. You're going to build a legacy. A legacy, as we know, is something that's passed down to another generation. And while, yes, the first thing we often think about with a legacy is money, right? It's an endowment or a will or something that we can pass down. I want you to think beyond the money. I want you to think what this business is creating for you right now in this moment. In this moment, this business has taught you personal growth. Step back and think about who you were prior to PD, right? She's different. How many of you have your family members watching you do this? They're watching you read every day, or you always have your earbuds in because you're listening to podcasts, or maybe your children are in the car with you while you're listening to these audible books. I want you to think about the power of personal growth that you're passing down to them. You are giving them a legacy that wasn't given to you. The same with the motivation. When it comes to you just being driven, they see you working hard. Maybe you're working 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or you're up on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. to be on a call. What is that? Somebody, I forget what I was listening to, but somebody said, you know what? It was the Rising Stars call this week. And he talked about how we're actually not normal. Right? Doing this business, and loving it, and doing it well, and being this type of leader, you're actually not normal. You're going to be very different than the neighbors or other family members, and a lot of people are not going to understand it. But those who do, I think, will be very inspired by your motivation to move forward to bigger things. Same goes for your nutrition, and this for me is a big one. My nutrition and my exercise habits, while yes, they're mine, and I have changed the course of my path because I grew up on ramen noodles after school. Cherokee Red sodas were treats that we had at all weekend gatherings. I love chips. I would binge eat a bag of chips every day, literally after teaching. Before we had children, I would come home, put on my pajamas, and I would sit in front of the TV and I would eat a bag of Lay's potato chips, and it would take me probably about 3 days to get through a tub of dip. I had really crappy habits, but they were habits that were given to me from my family. And my children will no longer, hopefully, have those habits. I say hopefully because sometimes we can't control what others pick up, but I hope that that piece of what this is a legacy to them. I hope that they never have to be in a challenge group. I hope that my daughter never struggles with any body image issues because her mother taught her how to love herself as she is. Those are things that, to me, are part of my legacy. And while, yes, the income is on there, I listed the income last because the other stuff, that's the powerful stuff. That's the stuff that, that will really, truly make a difference. My daughter, I'm sure, would rather that I be a mom that can teach her all of those things than just a mom who gives her lots of money, right? Your children want your love. They want to see you being a strong person, a strong parent. And so, yes, this business will give you income for sure. And one thing that I think is really incredible about the income piece is that Beachbody allows you to give this to your children. I hope you know that when you are no longer doing the business, you're allowed to sign this business off to a family member. So I think about, the Matway kids or the Mitro children. They all have been given a really big gift. Okay, it's a gift. It's a blessing. It's an opportunity. But it's time that we think that way and that we talk that way. And I don't know about you, but whenever I think about building a legacy, I realize that it's going to take a little more work than a side hustle. I think about, they say it'll take longer than you planned, and it will. For the most part, no one's just jumping. Some of them do, but no one just jumps from a diamond coach to a 15-star superstar diamond coach tomorrow, right? Because that's when we want it to happen, is tomorrow. But it seems to take longer. I will tell you that I actually stepped back, and I shared this in Forever Fit Diamond, so some of you may have heard me say it, but I stepped back the other night and I realized that this journey, my coaching journey, is similar to my fertility journey that we went on. When Carter was 2, I'm a planner, right? And I like things to happen now. And when Carter was 2, I remember saying, we're going to have another baby. And I'm going to get pregnant in June so that I can be pregnant all summer and then have the baby. And I had this grand plan, because I was a teacher, and I thought that's what was going to happen. But I soon learned that the timing had to be on, and I know some of you aren't as spiritual or whatnot, or maybe this isn't what you believe. I know some of you have different beliefs, but for me, I believe that it had to be on his timing, not mine. And I had to learn a lesson to believe that. I had to learn what it looks like to wait. I had to learn patience, but I had to learn belief in the outcome. I had to believe that there was a baby on the way, even when there wasn't. And I had to believe that better days were coming, even on the hard ones. And so for me, with my business, the journey looks similar, right? I have been wanting to have this, 15-star elite team. I really want that. And I believe we can do that, but I believe God had to grow me up along the way. He had to teach me business lessons. He had to require me to grow to become a different type of leader than I was before. So I wish that I could tell you that, 1 year in, we were an elite team and I was a 5-star diamond coach, but that's not my story. And for some of you, that's not yours either. But I will tell you that legacies, they often take time, right? A legacy takes a long time to build. So I hope that you're considering building a legacy and not just building an overnight success. When I was here, when I started, my coach said, be here in a year. Right? And I told you to be here in a year. And so you did, and you're still here for most of you, for the most part, right? But guess what? You can't retire your job as a diamond coach. Most of you will not be making enough income to leave at that point. A diamond coach is your starting point. It's your starting point to bigger things. But the things you really want to start to focus your goals on are team leader, organizational leader, executive leader. While those stars matter, right? 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star, those are great. The leadership ladder is actually a more powerful measurement tool. You can be making more money as a team leader and be a 3-star, 4-star diamond than, how do I want to say this? Like you can look, so like I am only a 2-star, 3-star diamond. I usually hold at 2-star. I make more money than some people who are 5 stars. And it's because of that team leader. And it's also just because of the way that I'm still retailing. So anyways, I want you to start to study the leadership ladder. And I want you to decide that team leader is the goal. Because if team leader is the goal, you will become diamond or you will become 2-star diamond. But that leadership ladder will help you to make more income. And I know that for some of you, that is what you're pushing for, is the income piece. So I just want you to remember that. I also want you to keep into consideration those quarterly bonuses. For some of you, those are really a big deal, and that will really help to start build wealth, which in turn can help to build your legacy. Those bonuses are huge, 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 huge. I need you also to create unshakable belief in your mission. Please know that some of your diamonds will go. Some of your favorite coaches will tell you that this business isn't for them anymore. Please do not take this personally when that happens. You have to understand that this is your mission. This is your baby. And if somebody decides it's not for them anymore, it can't change your destination. You have to just keep going. You have to own it. You have to talk about the business often. You have to show people that you believe in it. Because when you believe in it, you can attract the people who do the same and who say, you know what, she can do it, why not me, right? So here's how you do that. You talk about it often from different angles. And we tell you that all the time, right? There's no secret, but you have to be willing to talk about it, to talk about the opportunity and to invite them with clear call to actions often to join you. Please know that this business isn't about selling a shake. It's about selling a lifestyle. And they want what you're having. And this is how I'm constantly telling you guys. Remember, they want what you're having, and I mean it. They do not feel how you do. They are not eating clean for the most part. They are not exercising. Their confidence isn't there. Some of them are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're drowning in debt. You have a solution to all of it, but they will not understand it if you don't share it unapologetically. So I want you to get really, really, really excited about what you have to offer. And I want you to share it as often as you can in different ways. So what do you have to do to create the legacy? You have to show up. You have to show up to team calls. You have to go to training events. You have to go to Super Saturday. You've got to go to Summit, the Success Club trip. You name it, you have to say, this is my job. I have to be there. You have to show up to your workouts. You have to show up to your nutrition. I've heard the saying, your body is your business. And sometimes I don't love that saying because for some of you, right, you're not where you want to be. And so to say that your body is your business, that intimidates you. However, taking care of yourself is your business, regardless if that's a size 2, an 8, a 12, a 16, or a 24. But you got to show up, and you got to show commitment to this mission. because they will be so inspired by you and your journey. You also have to volunteer to serve. That was one thing that I had to learn as a new coach. I wanted to be seen as a leader. The best way to be seen as a leader is to lead. So I had to volunteer. I had to step up. I had to tell Deidre I would host a team call. And then I got really brave, and I remember telling Melanie I wanted to host a dream team call. And I remember how big of a deal that felt for me to get to host the dream team call. When you wrap your brain around that, it's the dream team, the 4-time top coach per team. Those are people who need your message, right? And to be able to teach them something was a really big deal. So for those of you who have never spoken on Deidre's call yet, or on our call, or the dream team call, I want you to write it down on your calendar when you're going to step up and when you're going to say to them, I would love to speak on your call. Please understand that people love help. They need help. And when you feel like you're good at something, or you have a topic that others could benefit from, share it. This coming month, I said to Melanie, no one asked me. I just said to Melanie, hey, I'm going to do a customer service training for my team. I'm going to share a lot of really valuable things. Can I do the dream team call and share it with them? She was like, oh my gosh, please. Yes, absolutely. You need to be a giver with this business, okay? Volunteer to serve. Get your feet wet with leading, because here's what's going to happen. Along the way, you're going to bring along a team, and your team is going to need a leader. You want that experience of leading and then in turn duplicating. The secret to success in this business is duplication. You want your coaches to lead team calls, to lead coach basics, to develop emeralds. You want these things to happen, because then they can reach the same things that you're reaching. They can become team leaders. They can become diamond coaches. And it feels really good to see them win. Here's the deal though. You have to project the effort that this actually takes. Your wording on your posts with your call to actions, they need to sound like somebody's signing up for a really big deal. They need to know that you are not an overnight success, that your work is hard, but it's hard work and it matters, and that you change lives. You collect a paycheck, but you don't do that until you help make a difference in somebody's world. Now, how do you project that effort? You show them how you do it, and you show them every single day what it looks like to show up. Instagram stories or Facebook stories are your place to shine the light on this, to show them how fun the business is, but to also show them what it looks like when you're hustling on a lunch break, or before you go to work in the mornings, or when you're up late at night, or in the mom pockets of the day. You need to show them how they do it, because just like with weight loss, it's not as inspiring to see you when you hit the destination. They don't understand the work that you put in to get there. But if you can show them the journey, and you can show your followers, I'm about to do something really big with my business. We're about to have a lot of growth. I want you to be a part of it. Then they're more interested than when you're just like, woohoo, I'm a 15-star diamond coach, and I got here because I worked for 30 minutes a day, and then I spent the rest of the day playing in my pajamas, drinking coffee, watching my kids. No, that's not how you recruit the right people. You recruit them by showing them how you make it work and how you love it. So please, and I know that most of you don't, but please do not paint a picture of easy. Instead, paint a picture of worthwhile, rewarding effort. That will get you the right people and the runners for your team. Gary Vaynerchuk has his movie, or his little, you know how he does his rants. He has a rant about overnight success, and I want to play it for you. Maybe you've watched it, maybe you haven't. Maybe it's taken you a couple years and you've watched it. Like I watched this a few years ago, but I hadn't watched it in a while. So I'm going to play it for you again. I'm actually going to pull it, I think, from YouTube so that you can see it better.
So at 30, I started Wine Library TV. YouTube blows up. At 31, I'm on Conan O'Brien, Ellen. There's articles being written about me. Now they're writing that the business grew from $3 to $60 million in sales. I'm becoming this guy. I got so many goddamn emails in high school during that period when I was showing up in all these magazines and TV shows, and every single one of them was like, hey, Gary, you remember me from high school? Oh, my God, you're so lucky. I wrote back every single one of them and said, let me just clarify one thing. I'm not lucky. I worked. I worked every goddamn weekend and every holiday since I was 14 years old. So you can keep that luck shit in your pocket. Every day that I live my life, I get 5 to 27 emails from people that are telling me that they are quitting, or they should quit, or are really coming to me as a last resort to convince them not to quit, I think, a lot of times, or maybe give them confirmation that they should quit. Hey, Gary, this is Sally. I've been doing my blog now for 9 months, and I'm not getting the results that I like to see, or that I was promised, or that you innuendo. Should I give up? Is my content not good enough? Is my voice not good enough? And I think about it every time I see these emails, every time people ask me at conferences, I think about it. I think about how sad I am that I wasn't documenting my life, or putting out content, or doing the Ask Gary Vee show during those 5.5 years of Wine Library TV. So especially those 18 months when nobody was watching. The story that's never told is the story that I was building Wine Library to a huge company long before Wine Library TV, and that the first month that I did Wine Library TV was the first time that Wine Library had not grown 30% over the prior year's revenue. So not only did I have the patience to let it play itself out and win, it was a scenario where I was actually losing money by being patient. Many of the people that are going to watch this video are not achieving what they want and are lacking the patience and think everything happens overnight. And that is coming at the cost of an unhappy life, or no loss financially, just loss in time. Just coming at the expense of Angry Birds, or House of Cards marathons, or the bowling team, or hanging out with friends and having a beer, or reading a magazine, or whatever the hell gets you off and excited as a hobby. It's coming at that expense. It's not coming at the expense of actual money or something, or pain, it's coming at the expense of a luxury. And so to me, the insanity, really, and that's what I'm going to, the disproportional misunderstanding that there's not a person that you can name, not one. There's 0 people that you can name that had it happen overnight. Even the 9-year-old Stevie Wonder and 6-year-old Michael Jackson, there were years of work put in prior by their parents, by their uncles, even with the greatest talents, even with LeBron. He seemed like so young when he hit the scene. Guess what? He wasn't. He'd already been playing basketball for 15 goddamn years. Even though you all say to me, like, wow, you did it. I didn't do it. I did it when I was 14 years old, and 15 years old, and 16 years old, and 17 years old, and 18 years old, and 19 years old, and 20 years old, and 21 years old, and 22 years old, which were all the years that every single weekend, while my friends went to the Jersey Shore and hooked up with girls, while my friends went fishing, while my friends hung out and threw around the football and lived the leisure life every weekend, every single weekend. Let me just say one more time. Every weekend, every day, from the day I got out of school to the day I went back into school, every vacation day, all of them, not a good amount of them, every day from 7 a.m. to back then 8 p.m., every day I was learning the wine business. I was honing my craft to be a good salesman. I was figuring out how to be an operator. I watched how my dad interacted with his employees, what I liked about it, what I didn't. I watched my cousin Bobby interact with the employees. I took what I liked from it, what I didn't. I was 30 years old before any of you ever saw me. Go show me the videos on YouTube right now that have me under 30. They don't exist. I was putting in the work for half my life, from 15 to 30, where I built an actual business. I put in actual work. So if you want to tell me that every goddamn moment of my life between 15 and 30 is an overnight success, then knock yourself out. But that is complete bullshit, and every one of you know it. And so when you email me that you've started this thing, that you have the audacity to want it to be the rest of your life, the audacity, the entitlement, that you think that you should be able to do something that you love so much for the rest of your life, that makes you enough money to be able to do it for the rest of your life, that you're giving up after 4 months, that you're giving up after 2 years. As a matter of fact, every single person watching this video should be trying for that moment for the rest of their life, period. You might hit pay dirt at 80, and cool, then you can really do exactly what you love from 80 to 100. My friends, it is a gift. It is a gift to wake up in the morning and be able to do what you want for the rest of your life. The way you do that is by becoming a quote-unquote overnight success. You know, the excuse that everybody uses to deploy against somebody who's actually put in work for the last decade and got themselves into a position where they can do something pretty rad that we all think is cool and we all wish we could do. You know, that thing, the thing that you say to yourself to make yourself feel better about when you're laying in bed and playing a goddamn game on your phone instead of putting in the work to achieve what you want. Nothing in life is free. Nothing happens overnight. It all takes tons and tons of work and tons of talent and tons of serendipity. But my friends, luck, serendipity, there's a forced culture within that. You know, you don't just sit in your room hoping and then something lucky happens. Nobody just knocks on your house's door and says, congratulations, you've been awarded this. Luck comes from being in the right spot.
Okay, I'm going to stop that. And I hope that for those of you who have watched this just now, maybe it's the second time you watched it or the third, but it's that gut check that you needed to hear where you realize I'm building a legacy, and a legacy isn't built overnight. And what I'm doing today is going to pay off. And what's going to happen is that someday, probably maybe a little longer than you think, somebody's going to freaking discover you. You're going to be the next 15-star diamond or 10-star or whatever. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, your content is so good. Your posts are so good. You are such an incredible leader. And you're going to be able to know that you earned that because you showed up for a long time with belief in your mission and your hustle. I want you to look right here at this moment. This moment was from this weekend. It was at Summit. It was when the top 10 elite coaches got to stand up on stage and be recognized for their team's accomplishment. I want you to realize that not one of the women standing on that stage got lucky. Not one of them had it happen overnight. They put in the work and they believed long before anybody else did. I want you to run like hell to the finish line. Whatever your finish line is, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star. Maybe it's not a rank, but whatever it is, I want you to run like hell to it. But I want you to be in it for the long haul. I want you to be the kind of coach that stays and loves the business from start to finish. Now, there will be days when you don't love it. It's like parenting, right? You have children, and there are days when you're like, what the hell? This is so much work. But then you put that baby to bed at night and you look down at them and you look at what an incredible human you're raising and you just realize, like, you get all the feels. I want you to feel that way about your business. I want you to know that there will be days when it's not fun. And there will be days when you're up late and early and you're just constantly working and you feel like, where's it going? Please know it's going somewhere. Please know you're doing hard work. You're doing work that matters. So I hope this was helpful. I see there's a chat. Let's see. Oh, good. Vanessa said she wrote 3 posts about the hustle during that video. Yeah, he's so spot on, don't you think? And sometimes we forget that, right? Because we see some of these occasional coaches who hit it big, hit it fast, and you're like, why? I don't know why. But I know that we're going to turn into really good leaders because of our journey.
I think when you see those people and then you hear about their assistants, you realize, well, they're still hustling as well. You know, they just have extra hustlers.
Yeah, it's true. You know, whenever you look at like Melanie has a billion billion dollar company. Do you think any $1 billion business or $1 million business is run with one person? Absolutely not. Not at all. And so, you know, that is when we have to lean in and get help. That's why I had to get Megan. I couldn't keep up. If you want to be a better leader, you need to take some things off your plate so you can actually learn how to lead, right? Okay, I hope this was helpful. I'll let you guys go. You taking a picture?
My pictures are never that good.
Vanessa's like a rock star at this. All right. We're good to go. Hope you have an awesome day. Happy Saturday, ladies. Enjoy the workout.
Vanessa, are you doing a Zoom for the workout?